DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
But yeah, they're just little kids' books. There's not anything really big and crazy about them.
But you had something coming.
Don't put down MJ's reading log. It's okay.
It's okay. Hey, my reading log is me doing auto read back. It's the plugin that reads back, so I don't have to read anything.
Exactly.
But John, your kids, you got to give them a week off, because I just found out, and I can't believe it just took me this long to find out it. But Minneapolis is getting the X Games this summer in July. So you have to give them a week off to go down to X Games.
Do people actually pay attention to that?
Well, it's sort of popular. I gave up on it when they started doing what do they call that, flat track racing, because I thought that kind of rednecked up the X Games. I said at one point, I said the X Games has become the MySpace of action sports when they did that. But it's there this year, the middle of July. So make sure you take your kids all the way down to the other end of the state.
My 14-year-old skateboarder, he probably would think that'd be awesome to go down.
There you go. Hey, you got to go once in your life. It's not coming anywhere near me, so I'll have to travel a lot.
Yeah. Hey, we are here. We are live tonight. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching us out on Facebook, I got to make sure that's streaming. I'm pretty sure it's out on Facebook. There we go. Yes, we are there. Yay. Grab some popcorn. Come on in and sit down and chat for a little while, because we're going to be doing some Q&A time tonight. But before we do that, we're going to talk about why Dan is so happy this evening. Dan. And it's not what you people are thinking out there. Get your minds out of the gutter.
I know.
Gosh. He didn't order pizza.
No, actually, I'm happy for two reasons. I booked my hotel for DJ Expo, so I'm all set now.
This is a good conversation topic. Which hotel did you go? There's two hotels that have things going on.
I went for the host hotel. I went for Tropicana.
Okay.
So I went right for where they've got it set up, and ease of setting up is why I went.
Sure. So for those of you wondering, when we talked about doing the Monday Night DJ and TV event, we're going to go up to Dan's room and we're going to have coffee. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Can I sleep on your floor, Dan?
Yeah, because you're not sharing the bed.
I'm fine with the floor.
No spooning allowed. Okay.
So that's not why you're happy either, Dan, is it?
What's the other reason?
So it was 20 years ago tonight. I graduated from high school, so I was feeling old, and then the guys made me feel better because they showed me they were older. So it's been a good night for me so far. I can just sign off and go to bed now.
So funny. You're so funny.
Dan's wife will be like, "How come you're so perky and fired up tonight?" Well, I'm only 20 years. Yeah, okay. Ew, yeah, that's right, Jimmy. It's an ew, and you won't hear this for 30 seconds, but your ew fit with our conversation.
Yeah, the timing was flawless. For those of you who don't know, who've never joined us before, the first Monday of the month is open question night, so we will answer any questions you have about anything, DJ related or not, but we would prefer them to be DJ related. So if you have anything, send it in, text it, or call Shaney at 1-800-POST-SHANEY.
Hello.
Hi, Shaney.
She's going to call you back in a minute, though.
Hi, Shaney. This is Michael.
Hi, Michael. Can I call you back in a minute?
No. I'm a long-time host, first-time caller. I have a question.
Well, hello, Michael. I'm here to answer all your questions.
Yeah, I know you're a Pioneer fan. Of all the CDJs, what's your favorite?
The CDJ 2000 would be my favorites.
Oh, excellent.
So if you guys have got some questions tonight, definitely jump in on either chat. I'm watching both of them. So I'm seeing, like out on Facebook, we've got Chris and Moy are with us. A few others are jumping in. Michael's in there. So we've got a few of you coming in. Any questions, any thoughts, anything you'd like to talk about? Before we go too terribly far, I want to actually kind of plug next Monday's show. Not our late night show, but the daytime show. Next Monday, I've got, as a guest, I have Nick Hahn from Promo Only.
Woo!
And this we actually recorded it today because there's going to be some Mondays that I'm going to be unavailable in the morning to do the morning show. So we recorded it today. And it was kind of interesting today, not only talking to Nick off camera. Generally, you get much more information, let's put it that way, from manufacturers and those in the industry off camera. But he talked about some stuff on camera that it was much more in depth than I was actually expecting him to go, and sharing some of the music things and such when it came to legal and illegal music services out there.
That's such a deep subject anymore. I actually had a guy contact me recently with a very good question. He said, if somebody is selling their record collection, is that illegal? No, he was saying a CD collection. Is that illegal? And I had to go into, well, that depends on how many copies he's selling. I said, because if he's selling you the original copy he purchased, no, that's perfectly legal because people buy used music from music stores all the time. But if he's selling you a bunch of copies and someone else a bunch of copies, that's a whole different thing. He's like, oh, I never thought. I said, make sure you're getting the right thing, man.
Well, that was one of the things that Nick talked about, is that there are different. He went into detail about the whole Platinum series, which was really kind of interesting, and then he talked a little bit about how some of these companies are basically like two guys on a hard drive. They rent a server in a third world country to a point, and it's tough to track them down, and they just sell the snot out of it. And then once that IP gets blocked, they go and sell the snot. They go and get another one. And
this guy was buying it off of eBay, so he was purchasing a bunch of CDs off someone from eBay.
Were they legit or were they recorded? Or?
I didn't get that far into the question. I told him, basically, if they're the original, I believe they were promo only or one of the company's CD collection. So that's why I told him. I said, if it's the original ones he purchased, you're fine. But if he's burning copies for everybody, but that's flat out on eBay. That's not even kind of hidden.
We had a bar. I was a house DJ in one bar in Alexandria, and there was another bar that that was just starting to get their house DJ towards the end of our time together. But a competitor DJ that wasn't a friend of mine. He was actually, if there's anybody who would be the hater in the crowd, that was that guy. But he supplied this bar with a sound system, which was basically some of his old gear, and he also supplied them with a full music and karaoke system. So in that, he had a CDG that had like 100 disc carousel thing. And what he did is he burned 100 discs of CDG music. And that's what he sold the bar. And I got to see the receipts and everything for his selling of this stuff to the bar. But this guy had this. Now, yeah, the RIAA and those guys will slap you a little bit. But if the karaoke company catch it that you're illegally copying, they will take you out and possibly string you up in places you never want to be strung up. This guy was so smart that he sold these people, gave them a receipt for all these karaoke discs. On the discs, it was marker, his company name he wrote across there, and what disc it was. This is the Foundation disc number 10, whatever it was. Sometimes DJs can be the stupidest animals alive. Just saying. That should be our topic tonight. Stupidest animals.
Dumb DJs.
Oh my goodness.
Well, like a friend of mine said, he goes, hey, DJing is a career that you can do without an education, so it tends to attract people who are uneducated. And that goes to some depth sometimes. It
really does. And it's very frustrating. You get to see that as we go to conventions, and there's times where I have met people, and Shani, I'm sure you've experienced this, where what we think of them online, and we're like, wow, this person's really good, and then you meet them, and you're like, wow, this person and that doorknob are about the same IQ.
Yeah. I get that a lot.
It's like, oh my gosh, you walk upright? How?
There are days that I honestly have to go to other DJs with questions that people send me and go, is this person really asking me this? Because it's like, how? I mean, how do you not? Is this a real question? Are they messing with me? But
Usually I am, but just in case, every once in a while.
I know, Dan.
Then you find out it actually is a real
And
question.
I guess
You're like,
MJ, I'm even okay with the kind of weird, the off the wall questions that are like, really? Because
Like,
at
does
least
Mega
they're
Seg suck? And I mean,
asking
like, why
the
do you have to
question.
ask me that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're trying to really get a grasp for the incredibleness of the new Megaseg. But at least they're asking. The ones that really I think are that irk me the most are the people who think that they know that they've got it all figured out, and they're like, yeah, we know what we're doing. Let me. Yeah. And can I write articles for the paper? I'm really, and then it's like, okay, great, and tell me all. What? Huh? And then I get back to I am surprised you're walking on two limbs.
well, that's the same people who complain all the time about that they want to give a seminar at conferences and it's always the same people and nobody's ever picked me. And then it's like, well, have you submitted, your topic? Have you given this? Have you done that? Oh, you have to do that? Well, how else I've been a DJ for 30 years and I know more and okay, submit a topic. Give them an idea of an outline of what you want to do. Send a PowerPoint, do this. Oh, I have to do that?
Don't they come up with it for me? They tell me what to say.
Right. Don't they tell me what to say? Can I get it off of YouTube? Is there like a TEDx?
Yeah, there you go.
I can watch.
It's interesting. We've not had any questions tonight, so
there was one, but
we're going to ramble about nothing.
Jimmy wants to map the MC6000 to DJ Pro, and I told him to call during dinner because that's just.
Wait, Howie just asked, did I get lightheaded with the CO2 cannons? Oh, okay. For those that saw the video,
yeah, you got to give me backstory. I haven't watched any videos.
Well, the video I posted it on the DJ on TV Insider.
Oh, okay, that one. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So they had the crisscross CO2 cannons going off, and it literally was like this close to it was right on top of my laptop. So it was like literally this close. And then towards the end, I guess whoever was producing it said, we haven't seen the CO2. So can you just go crazy with it the last half hour? So my texts were like, yeah, we love to scare Shani. Mind you, I'm on the edge of a stage and anything if I fall back, that's it. So yes, Howie, they just kept going off those CO2. And by the end of the night, I had to sit down for a good while to get back.
Am I okay to share it, Shani?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm going to mute it first because I don't know if there's any music in it that's copywritten or not.
No, it's my I did actually the one that I put on there is my version of the Star Wars mix.
Okay. So will we get shut down, John, or not?
Yes, we haven't signed contracts with Shani yet to use her mix of her people would have to call our people, and then we'd have to have this negotiation time. And
it all happen on camera.
We'd have to tweet about it in the morning. It's gonna be.
This is the video that's facing you, right? That's the one you want to share. Because the one you sent me was behind you, and it looked like it was hitting you in the ear.
Right?
it was like right here, and I'm like, "What the heck?"
Right? They were messing.
I wouldn't even hold my phone out that, let alone.
They were loving it. They were messing with me so much.
But here we go. Can we see?
Yep.
Oops! I'll hit the music.
Yep. She looks like she's so happy until all of a sudden.
Yeah. Until all of a sudden they just keep going off. They just keep going off. And they keep going off.
Oh, come on. There's at least 2-3 feet there. Come on.
The coldness spreads, Dan.
It does. It really does.
So what did they have on the bottom of that? They have a big 100-pound tank, or what? Did you get a chance to check that out?
Well, we had 4 of them going off. So 2 of them were in front of me of the booth, and the other 2 were on the stage.
And they were all tied into like some big 100-pound cylinder.
Yeah, they were cryojets.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we had the cryojet. Yeah. So they all were controlled by the one button by one of my guys standing at the tech table going like this. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go Shani again.
She jumped. Oh.
Yeah.
I have to share this one while we're sharing the shares. I saw this and I want this because I want to it's the same thing. It's a cryo thing, but it's a handheld that somebody put together, and I want it for every time somebody comes up and asks for not just a dumb request, but any request. I want to use this.
Oh yeah, we have the backpack one. Is it the backpack?
Yeah, he's got the thing on the ground.
Oh yeah, we have the backpack one for that we give to like the guest of honor or the bride or the groom.
Yeah, I just want
So
that somebody go. Do you have? Can you plug my phone?
Can I ask for?
Back off, Grandma. No phone.
Do you have any country? I kid. Them are jokes.
Day and Night wants to know what's the dumbest thing you have done as a DJ, the biggest fail that we could avoid.
The dumbest thing.
I left my music at home one time.
That would be it. That
I
definitely would be
have
fail.
one up on you. I left my laptop at home once.
Well, that was what it was.
Okay,
it was the laptop
yeah.
and the music all day.
I was
all in
putting
one.
music in it here on the desk and went to DJ and got there and realized I never took it off the desk and put it back in the backpack. But I wouldn't call that dumb. There's got to be something we've done that's dumber. At least something I've done that's dumber, I'm sure, at some point.
I mean, I made
Gosh.
sure I bought a second power cord for my computer.
Yep.
So that one stays in my DJ backpack.
Yeah.
That way, when I put my laptop in there, I don't have to think if I took my power cord that's plugged into the wall, like in my office, or I didn't. So I'm not one of those people that put on Facebook. Anybody in this area, 911 can bring me.
I had a guy one night who DJ'd. It was like an all day thing, and we were just all switching DJs. And I got there and I was packing up. He's like, I don't have a cord. Can I rent your cord? Power cord.
Wow.
Rent my power cord. I'm like, no. I had a friend over the weekend that left his power cord to his hard drive at home. Had to DJ with just the songs he had on the laptop, and that kind of left him short. Reggie was it Reggie? Yeah, Reggie in the chat room gave advice: don't sleep with customers. That's
Reggie's got a it's not him personally, but it's another DJ.
Yeah.
That he had a story about that, and that was quite a situation, and it wasn't a. Let's see, it wasn't a bride. It was someone who had hired him, if I remember
The
correctly.
groom?
Yeah, no, it was another that a DJ had slept
Grandma.
with a gal who had hired him for a party or something, and she ended up getting pregnant. Whoops.
Wow. Well, there's another part
So
of that
it's a
story
baby
that-
shower. He gets to DJ it too.
Yeah, look at there, job security. But now he's trying to figure out how to keep out of child support. So, yay, DJs.
wow.
So way back, I don't know. I've been holding this part in the chat room. DJ Hot Joker. Question: what good camera is good for live streaming with your DJ controller? So
Phone.
Well, I mean, it all depends. First of all, what your budget is, what you want to do.
No,
Like
just-
if you have a GoPro, if you want to just get a little camera, your phone,
I would say phones is where to start with. You can get GoPros like this one that I use. It's a non-brand GoPro. Cost me $17 on eBay. So any of the overhead shots you see on our just DJing things done with this. But I talk to guys all the time about that. Just hook up your phone. They make adapters that you can plug in to get better sound. So you can do direct sound out of the mixer or out of the controller. So, you can get stuff like that. But you don't have to break the bank until, because nowadays you can spend like the cameras that we're all using. Remember I told you that price break thing that tells you when the price gets low. These cameras just went down again to $49. So you can get something this level for $49. You can use your phone, which most phones now are incredible,
Mm-hmm.
So don't break the budget. Just have some fun with it.
exactly.
You can get a real GoPro. You can get a fake GoPro. You can, I don't know. There's lots of things. Find somebody that's maybe selling a used one if you want to go that far online. Whatever.
Get the new iPhone with the new iOS 11, so you can have augmented reality. And
I
you
saw
can
that. That's crazy.
actually put yourself into a cool picture, make it look like you're actually performing in front of a lot of people. I think that'd be awesome.
There was
I
one I
think
wanted.
that's what everybody does when they do the shots where they're like,
Yeah.
They augment reality of the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, they just Photoshop it in.
Yeah.
And now the phone will do it for you, so you don't even have to.
You have to now.
How convenient. And
Could be
then if you
rocking
notice, if you heard the the new app. I don't remember which app it was from Apple, but now it will access every song and so now everyone can be a DJ.
Yeah. So it basically, it not only accesses them, but also tells you who's listening to them. So if I wanted to follow what Shani was listening to, I can, and she doesn't have to post about it. It just shows you. There's a lot of good technology. Sony is coming out later this month, June. Yeah, it's this month. With a couple of devices to add on their new high-end phone. And one of them is a little box about yay big, and it is a projector of the screen of the phone.
Okay.
So you can set it on the table in front of you and have your phone projected on there and then touch the table to make your phone do things. You don't even have to touch the phone. And one of the apps they showed in it was the DJ software that, what's his name was talking about, Jimmy. And it was projecting it. Yeah. Projecting it down onto the table off of this little box, and the guy was touching the table, not his phone, touching the table to maneuver that thing.
So how long before some DJ will project that like on their body, and they'll be touching their body to perform?
But they'll probably be wearing those what are those things called, Shani? The jumpers,
the suits, yeah, the green skins.
No, those little
the silver suits,
the things that were coming back into style. The rompers, the one piece.
Rompers, yeah. They'll project it on their rompers and get up there with their man bun and
no. Everywhere I spin, every club, there's going to be a no romper, no man bun clause that I'm going to tell the doorman for men. Women fine with a bun and a romper. Men, sorry.
That is so sexist. I'm not.
It's serious.
Look, the UPS guy was the original romper. He's the only one allowed around me with a romper on in the summertime. Okay.
For those of you who don't know what a romper is, go look it up online. So that's all I'm going to tell you. The picture's worth 1,000 words. But James Bond, Sean Connery wore one in one of the early James Bond movies, so you can't say it's all that non-masculine.
He's James Bond. Okay?
Yeah, he's freaking Sean Connery. He can do what he wants to.
But the FedEx guy, the UPS guy, they're the only ones that I can wear the rompers. That's all I'm going to say. They're OGs with the rompers.
I almost sent you a picture of that. A place I DJ'd on a couple Saturdays ago. Both bartenders had man buns.
Somebody just posted either last night or today the fake man bun on my Facebook page. I was laughing so hard. Yeah, it's really funny. For those that don't follow me on Snapchat, I'm all about posting those pictures of videos of man buns in the club. But Cindy posted the fake man bun, how he gets more confidence when he puts it on his head.
Wow.
It's really funny. If you go to my Facebook and look at it, it's kind of funny. I mean, it's sad. I'm so against it, but it's a little funny how he had no confidence to talk to the girls. And then he put the fake man bun on and then he was like, hello, ladies. Yeah. No.
Hey, whatever it takes, right?
So getting back to Apple stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
The another cool thing, if you guys didn't get a chance to watch it, I think one thing that we need to have on our radar is the ability that Apple is putting into their new iOS for MJ to have songs on his phone. I've got songs. We all have songs on our phones. Obviously, they're iPhones. But we can go and have a playlist that's going that is auto mixing this playlist. And we can walk up and add our songs off our phone by going click, boom, and send it right to the main phone, their main device that's playing.
There is an app that does that currently. I tried it for a while, and you can actually sync the phones even to where I can have music on my phone, you have music on your phone, she has music on her phone. We do the playlist, but we're all in our individual places with our individual phones hearing whatever music that we're all hearing at the same time. Not having to go out through a speaker system, but going to where it's in. I can't remember the name of the app, but a lot of that technology, I didn't share the video a few weeks ago, but I shared it with John and Dan about the card game that Hasbro's coming out with. And I wrote them to try to see if we can get one to test, but the technology of this thing mixes, changes keys to majors and minor keys of songs, segments of songs, and you're just throwing down cards that say, loop or bridge or a wild card, and it's making this mix from there. And the technology, like that John said, with that and this, I'm telling you, this is going to be sold in 5 years or less for bars to put in there what they already have, the jukebox, and people are going to be sitting around with their phones throwing songs in and mixes and this and that, and it's just going to be mixing like we would be mixing, like hardcore, but it's just going to be the program. So
And I think you're going to go from us being as the DJ being the person who's out there picking the songs and mixing to the person who's probably more of a manager of, to a point, a music bouncer. So you don't have someone who's coming in there and overrunning the system, unless they have, of course, things where you can set, okay, only one person's song can be on every 15, 20 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think I could definitely see that, especially some of these cheaper bars that only want to spend $50 a night for their entertainment. If they can get something set up where people can come up there, and I mean, I know I would love to use that, because there's times where Lori and I are out for dinner or something, and it's like, it'd be nice to go put have a couple of different songs on a jukebox that I don't get to hear that often, but the jukebox is way over there. It's a long walk.
A lot of them now you can do with the phone, because the one place I DJ at, they have one, and one of the bartenders, when she's off late at night, when she knows that the owner and manager are closing up, she will put on the stupidest songs intentionally just to mess with them from home. So that app is called Amp Me, AMPME, one word, Amp Me. So if you want to check that out, like literally we can all listen to songs on our own phones, and we don't even have to be sitting next to each other.
Right.
Yeah, but I think the idea was that they could all, really the excitement of it was that we were all in the same room, the same party, picking and sharing our own songs.
Right.
And,
Right.
and I could see somebody who's wanting to, I just created this mix, Sheenie's got this really hot mix, and she can come over and she can, zap that into the playlist, and we can all woo. And then Dan can put his hot mix in there, and I can put my hot mess in there. It'll be awesome. And, we could all have this great party because we were all able to incorporate a little bit of our own personality and our own style and our own experience.
I think that's called DJing, John.
No, it's not, because we'd just be flipping a song, and the machine
That's
would basically be doing.
Does. That's all a DJ does. He changes songs.
It's social DJing.
It's really social. It's a community DJ thing.
Why am I on this show where people are talking up about things that are taking our jobs? That should be shamed. We should all like Shaney does with the man buns. We should like call out people. There's a local, not terribly local, but this half of the state. There's a DJ company. I will not name them by names because they are friends of mine, and I do like them as people. But you know how DJs will take a picture of the song they're playing, to post it. Cool. They've done. I could tell you how many times where they had auto mix on, and both on virtual, where virtual will put both songs on when it's auto mixing. It'll show both at the same time, and they'll snap that and send it out of them auto mixing. I'm like, oh my gosh, they don't care. And I'm like, why? Why would you? You might as well just tell the world I suck at DJing.
Yeah, but that's
It's
lot
a
more
tool.
words.
It's there.
Yeah,
it's how
tool.
you use it.
Tool is the word. Tool. Hey, we're allowed to talk about any subject tonight. Even if we're not asked about it, I'm allowed to talk about it.
Exactly.
Please bring us a subject so I can shut up.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions?
So
Yes, I
an
know I
interesting
asked
conversation I had late last week. We did some video work for Denon. It would have been a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, on the Denon Axis speakers. I don't know if you guys saw those videos or those speakers. They were a little cube speaker. There was a 12-inch and a sub, and a 12-inch sub and a 12-inch top, and then there was an 8-inch top. I don't think they had an 8-inch sub. I think it was just a 12-inch sub. But these were the coolest little sound systems that we saw these at DJ Expo, at NAMM for a couple of years in a row. And it's like, yeah, I was excited when those came out. Then something happened, and they basically went, pew, gone. Well, what's interesting is the number of people who are finding our videos, and I'm getting people contact me like, hey, where are these? What happened to them? How come I can't find them anywhere? So the interest, you can find them. They're being sold on Amazon directly from Japan. Japan's the only place that's selling them right now. They're about $1,500. So a guy did this. He bought a pair of these that watched one of the videos and thought they were just going to be the cat's meow for his application. So he bought himself a pair, not for DJing, but for his home theater. He bought himself the 12-inch, I think is what he said he did. And he contacted me, and we were talking about these things, and he just absolutely loves the sound quality of these things. I have no idea what happened. And this is kind of some of the things that we experience, is that when we go to these shows and we see some prototype gear, and we're like, woohoo, this is going to be awesome. And then it never happens.
What was the name of that again, John?
The Axis, AXIS sound system from Denon. I'm wondering if that didn't hit about the time just before they put the early order in before they were sold to In Music, and once it went to In Music, I wonder if it was they didn't really want to have Denon producing DJ speakers. They had Alto that could do the DJ speaker. They have Denon Pro that's doing their professional, a little bit higher up, a step up, I would say, from some of the Alto gear. So I wonder if that's why they didn't do it. I just don't know, and I've never gotten a really great answer out of what happened to those. But they look like a fabulous little box. Mackie came out with their version, and I don't remember what Mackie called theirs. But it was
the subs are the only ones that are on Amazon right now.
Okay.
They have tops. They only had 2 subs.
Yeah, they're about $1,500, I think, is what they were.
Yeah,
but hey, it's free shipping, so you got that.
They have stuff on out of Italy. They have the subwoofers out of Italy for under $1,000.
Oh,
so
now if they were made in Italy, that would be interesting. If they were made there. If they were. So anyway, just kind of a weird little, we talk gear.
It's interesting, yeah, because we talked about them and people like them.
Yeah, and it's just didn't happen. Oh, let's see. We had a question on the Facebook chat here. Chris asked this, and Chris, I'm sorry we didn't get to this earlier. How do you evolve your bar gig? He's been doing weekly bar gigs, and it's playing a lot of the same songs and wanting to basically evolve the bar into more than just probably playing whatever that current genre is. And so,
when he says he's playing the same songs, why isn't he playing, I don't know what genre he plays, but whatever genre he plays, I know there's new songs probably every week from that genre. So why is he always playing the same songs?
Unless it's an oldies.
Yeah.
Right. That's why. Yeah. We would need more information about.
You can also do throwbacks, bring throwbacks back that you haven't played in a while.
Mashups,
remixes, re-drums. Because I just brought back in one place Bon Jovi and who was it? It wasn't Van Halen. It was somebody else that I got re-drums for and brought those back into the mix. Something new and fresh, but still the song that everybody liked. So yeah. Lots of things. Actually, I think our topic next week is going to be about getting DJ jobs, and I'm going to cover over quite a few very unusual places you wouldn't think to go fill your calendar with work.
That'd be a good one to bring Howie in on too. Howie does a lot of unusual, and with his experience in New York, he'd be.
Howie's the man.
Yeah, he'd be fun to get in on that. Because he brings a different perspective. Where
how can take my place next week?
That's right, you're gone, aren't
you? You're away.
No, I'm away next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Woo!
We're gonna try and check in 2 weeks from any character I could find.
So Howie, we're volunteering you to jump in with us next week if it works into your schedule. We'll talk off camera.
True North wants to know a good place to find remixes. I mean mashups. Sorry, mashups.
YouTube. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you actually can find lots of good ones there. Mashups, they're everywhere. You just I don't even. The only place I don't know is John does promo only. I know they do remixes, redrums, but do they do mashups on promo only?
I don't think
so. They do not.
They do not.
Okay.
No.
Basically, just search any other music site, talk to other DJs, see if you can trade up. There are sites out there that literally that they are based around you downloading mashups that other people have uploaded. SoundCloud, you can find boatloads of mashups that people are putting on SoundCloud. Any place like that. You're not going to find them legally. They're not going to be legal, but they're everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing when it comes to mashups. I mean, if you're talking about remixes, that's totally different. Remixes are on like every DJ pool. You can find the legal ones. But mashups, it's a little hard because mashups are literally just, could be DJ Schmo out there.
Yeah.
Taking 2 songs and mashing it up and putting it on his Facebook or putting it on his SoundCloud or, putting it on his own YouTube. So it's a little hard to find mashups unless you're doing your own and you're playing your own, or a friend of yours is a good mashup guy and decides to give you some of his, mashups. But mashups are a little harder to find than remixes, which you can find on illegal sites.
Chris get back here. The play in the bar is basically top 40 and some reggae. Are
okay, great.
Oh gosh, yeah, you're wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's those. I mean, you go crazy with those.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Chris is okay. Then Chris continued. I'd like to bring in house mixes, but the crowd wouldn't go for it. And
That's the thing. If you're depending on, because I'm assuming it's a bar, not a club. So, I know MJ could talk about this too, but depending on what management is telling you, it's kind of a catch-22 of if they're saying, look, you can only stick to the top 40 and the reggae, and you cannot, and we do not want you to go into hip hop, and we don't want you to go into this, we don't want you to go into that, then yeah, you have to be creative. But top 40, I mean, you shouldn't be playing the same songs you played a month ago, because there are the new ones. Yeah, you're still playing some of the older ones, and then the reggae, you could go crazy with the reggae. I mean, the older stuff, that's kind of a weird combination of top 40 and reggae.
Murder, She Wrote.
Right. I mean, they're right. I mean, depending on if you're going more Bob Marley, or you're going more like
we're talking about the redrums.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking about the redrums. I just added a couple Bob Marley redrums to bring him back in with a fresher sound.
But with the top 40, you could do a lot of remixes of the top 40. You could do a lot of redrums of the top 40. You could do a lot of, there's a lot of stuff you can do with just a top 40, but talk to management if it's a place that you are a resident DJ at, that you've been doing and you have a big following, and say, hey, I just want to try to change it up a little bit. I'm not going crazy. And if you want to try to bring in the other genres, ease it in. Don't go crazy. Don't do a 20-minute hip hop set, or a 20-minute this set or something, but mix it in with the top 40. I mean, you could always mix in some reggaeton, you could always mix in some hip hop with the top 40. So see how that works, so you're not so stuck in what you're doing.
Well, and I'm speculating here, but I could see where he might be like, well, I'm playing the same type of stuff every week.
Sure.
So maybe that's where he's going out and needs to change it up. When I was doing the bar scene and stuff like that, I had a couple patrons, I guess we'll say regular patrons, who were very much into EDM at the time. I had very little experience in it, but I wanted to keep them happy. They were regulars. They were there. They put up with, the style that they didn't like, but then they obviously wanted to hear something every so often. So what was nice was I was able to take advantage of songs like Sandstorm and Kerncraft 4000 with Zombie Nation and all that, because they were popular. I could use that to then kind of go, okay, I can now play two songs. So I'll play one that everybody knows, play one that's kind of vague, and then come back out again with something everybody knows. So I start to add that little bit of a flavor. The first thing that you do want to do is exactly what Shani said. Make sure management's on board with this, because if you just start doing this and you take them off, it doesn't matter what the patrons are going to do. Talk to them, make sure everybody's on the same page. And if you say, listen, I just want to throw in a couple of these, and especially like they said, if you're doing a couple remixes, you can kind of get it even away with a little bit more than what you might have already. But yeah, make sure everybody's on the up and up with it before you try to do anything.
And also say, like, if you're there, say it's like, look, it's summertime, we're gonna have like more people coming in, the college kids are all home, everybody else is, it's the summer crowd. So I kind of just want to, see what happens for the next month. Maybe we could just change it up a little bit, and I could just show you, what's going to happen. And if we don't like it, then we'll go back to the way it is. But definitely, like we said, talk to management about it. I mean, unless they know you're an open format DJ. I mean, that's when I go into the clubs, I'm open format. So I could just go all over the place with that.
You can't find the up-tempo ones. Mark Sound talked about that, and I do up-tempos all the time. I just was at a club a couple weeks ago where somebody wanted Drake, and I know the owner does not want Drake or any rap or any hip-hop, and I know people don't consider him rap or hip-hop, but I knew the owner did. But I had an up-tempo mix, and a girl who was like, oh, play Drake. And I was expecting her to say it sucks for the up-tempo. She loved it. So it's not just any, like Shani and I talk about, you have to dig. You just can't go out and type in, future remix and grab the first one. You may have to listen to 20 of them before you find one that goes, I think my crowd might like this.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly like Mark said. I mean, I have Drake, I have like a passion fruit remix that I play all the time. And like he said, like Mask Off and stuff like that. And like for the last 2 weeks of all my graduation parties, I have a remix of Congratulations that is a dance remix. So we didn't have to do, so the parents and the chaperones weren't killing me for playing like an hour of hip hop. I was playing hip hop, but it was a remix hip hop, and they had like no idea. But the kids went crazy because it was congratulations, and they were loving it with Post Malone. So
couple of weeks ago at the one place I told you that the guy doesn't want a lot of that stuff, I found a Tropical House remix of Tupac's "How Do You Want It."
What? Tropical House
remix of "How Do You Want It," and they loved it. Everybody just went, "What?" They got up because it's a total different sound. You know, maybe someday when we do another mix show, I'll play. Maybe we should do one of those insider shows about, and we all bring out our favorite mashups, remixes, whatever, and kind of explain a little bit. But yeah, you can dig for it. It's out there. But like Shaney said, don't go overboard, because you got to remember who's signing the check. You got to make them happy above every person in that bar. Every person in that bar could hate you, but if that owner loves you,
right,
you got a job.
Yeah, especially if it's a bar. Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, I'm back at one of them being a resident now, and the rules that I have to abide by is nothing. I'm like, oh my God, I give props to people that do bars. Like, this is not what I'm used to in the club, but you got to make management happy. You really do. And you got it. And then you got it as the DJ that's there in person, you got to make the patrons happy, and management doesn't understand that sometimes. You got to find that happy medium to make everybody happy. So yes, to the person that's asking about the top 40, just try to talk to management and, throw in some little things here and there to make yourself happy, and the crowd might be into it, because if they're regular patrons that come all the time, they might, oh wow, he's changing it up a little bit, okay, I'll tell my friends to come here now. So you never know what will happen.
That was a good question.
Yeah.
I like
it. Does anybody play Sandstorm anymore? Are you talking like at a mobile event? Are you talking at a club? Are you talking at a wedding? I mean, what do you
at a bar after any home sports team wins, you can get away with it.
Yeah,
you just can, because I've had junior high dances that ask for it.
I mean, so I play it like when I'm doing games with kids. I play it where they want to do the mosh pit. I'll do Turbulence. I'll do Sandstorm. I'll do everything for that mosh pit. So I play it depending on what I'm doing. If a fight just broke out, I might play it at the bar. I don't know. It all depends. But I know, like Dan, even you brought it up, Dan. I mean, you play it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll probably play it one out of every 5 events now. Yeah. Like just because you get a bunch of people together, and they're, all their college friends are in, and so it's like, oh, this is what we had to play every time. We went to the game, and it was just like. Yeah, no kidding.
That's the whole throwback thing. You look at your crowd and figure out what their throwback is, their date, whatever it is, and you can get away with a lot from that era. Whatever that is. So let's say you have a group of people with you that maybe graduated in 2005. Just start searching 2005, and you play stuff that wasn't even a hit, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I remember this. We were at such and such." And
I actually had that.
Joe said you can cry to it. You can party to it.
I have a remix of it that actually got a lot of radio airplay back in the day. I ended up doing a remix called Jumping in the Sandstorm, and it got a lot of radio airplay out in the West, like Midwest and West Coast. So I
have a trap and twerk version of it.
I have that too.
I do. And yes, How I When a Fight Breaks Out. I have plenty of songs that I play just to mess with people.
Somebody was asking in the Facebook chat about places to find remixes and such, different pools that have those.
Is there a way that we can point people with a link tonight, John, to that insider video, or is it still locked inside the insider area?
It's in the insider area, yeah, because we had isn't it?
If you want to know,
yeah, it is.
Become a DJ NTV insider, and you get all the goodies and all the magic tricks and all the pointers that we've been giving you guys.
So, no magic sticks, though. Magic tricks.
I don't know. It's summertime. I have no idea. So, John, why don't you give like a little brief synopsis again about DJ NTV Insider?
Yeah, the DJ NTV Insider area has a lot of great information. First off, there's some different training shows that MJ's done with some mixing. We've done some music shows. A lot of actually music shows are in there. And there's some other business shows that are available. And these are all basically on-demand videos for those who are part of that insider group. Another benefit is we have a private Facebook group where you can go and ask questions, and you don't have to worry about somebody, laughing at you and such. The people who are there to help you. And as we mentioned this morning in the show with Ron Ruth, is that you'll have people like Ron Ruth or myself or even Ben Stowe now is in there answering questions, but answering it at a different depth than it would be on a public forum or public area. So it's really kind of cool with that. And then the third part that seems to be one of the more popular right now is the printable music charts. MJ mentioned we should get the Billboard chart, so we have a weekly top 100 U.S. single chart that is printable, and then we have either the recurrent or the top 50 that we alternate weeks on those. So you have 2 new charts each week to use at your shows, and they're printed and they're printable, and the font is a little bit larger, so those of us who are over 40 can read it. Oh yeah, look at there, I can read it. Yeah, that's great.
The video that we're talking about in there, we went over one night. I went over basically. I tried to be the Yoda of downloading music, and I covered everything from 100% legal, high-quality copies down to illegal websites where you can get stuff that is banned from everywhere. And I covered it all. I taught how to download from YouTube. I showed actual illegal download charts. So John was talking about the charts for like Billboard, not just Billboard, Spotify, but there are charts out there that are just nothing but cover illegal downloads. But all that information is in there. Today with the digital thing the way it is, you're almost unlimited. It's going to be music overload. You should never be without music. Especially with the programs now doing the streaming, like Virtual and DJ Algorithm and Serato with Paul Slocker, that to where if you don't have a song and you have internet access, you can stream it through your software and never have to leave your software.
And you'll have it in just a little bit. And I think that's going to be
18,000 versions of it.
Yeah,
and I think that's something that with what we saw from Apple today, I think there's more on the horizon.
Think about that now. Think about everything that's on like Spotify and illegal stuff. Now Apple brings this thing out where we're all sharing what we have on our phone. So let's say I have a copy of a song that's a really good remix that maybe only 20 people in the world have because it's somebody put it up online and 20 or 30 of us downloaded it. And now we're all having and we're sharing it. And this is sharing it that has nothing to do with the person who uploaded it online. So this person could have a hit song from all of us sharing it that has nothing to do with a record label, has nothing to do with the radio, has nothing to do with TV. It just happens to do with people liking good music. Power to the people. Yeah.
Wait,
It's going to be interesting to see the
Ian
nuts
asked
and bolts of that.
Ian asked about the supporting illegal downloads. No, that wasn't what our goal.
No. I'm saying that there's stuff you need. Sometimes it's the only way, because Dan had a song a while back that his bride wanted for a wedding, and you couldn't get it anywhere, right, Dan?
Yeah, well, I actually had to contact the artist, and I got lucky, and they wrote back, and they said, absolutely, here, we that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, it was a YouTube only. As far as I was concerned, it was a band that was in the Middle Eastern Europe or something like that. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I shot in the dark and tried it, but yeah, we don't support illegal, but we were talking about there are obviously ways out there. And so we were just presenting all possibilities so that everybody was in the same conversation.
Because that's one of the things that we've talked about before, that with all the different remixes out there and everybody having access to everything, you are going to get people asking for specific remixes. Maybe you're not there yet, but it's already happening. Someone will walk up and not ask for the latest Drake song, but the such and such remix of the latest Drake song. And it's probably something that's not been legally, that the record label did not, commission to get remixed. Someone just did it, put it out there, and now everybody wants it. The one song, Cheerleader, do you remember it? It was out 2 years ago? Yep. Something like that. It was out way before that song ever became a hit. It was because of that person's remix that song became a radio playable song. Only the remix, not the original.
And this is actually a good we'll kind of use this as an ending point for this part of it, because next Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, Nick is actually going to he talks about this specifically, and you'll be kind of surprised at his answer, actually. when he talks about using illegal sources. But I don't want to go into too much detail on that because
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it was a really good interview today and such and I learned a little bit more about the music industry, and I've been in this world a long time, so it was neat to get Nick's, because he sees things that we don't see, not just because he's in the booth at a trade show, but he is working with labels and he's working with producers and artists and such, and sees what they're going through. And then of course his wife is an aspiring artist and singer and a very good performer.
So that's why I got 20 versions of that last month.
Yes, the Brit's song is one of them that was featured last week. So.
Oh, I was just kidding on that. I didn't realize.
Oh, no, it was Brit's song.
Yeah.
Brit's song was featured. Yeah.
Yeah, people pay to have. That's one of the things why. Never mind. I'm not going to go into that rant tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, save it.
So that'll be fun. Next Monday, it goes live at 10 a.m. Eastern, so you guys can check that out. Let's see. Ceremony, using one speaker at a ceremony, and they're wondering if that's become a thing or not.
And I know I bashed a couple weeks ago about people putting their sub in front of the table, but what's this? One speaker?
One on a ceremony, not the party, not the reception.
Yeah, but it's ceremony. So if you need to have a microphone for the officiant at a ceremony, you need to play a couple of songs. And traditionally, DJs think, oh, we've got to have two speakers, we've got to be in stereo, and we have to have da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, one speaker for most ceremonies will work incredibly well. And sometimes having two is almost more difficult because then you're trying to spread them out and get your coverage and do the different things. And it, in an outdoor situation specifically, it can be kind of problematic. So having one source of sound to be able to set your microphones and adjust gains and such can definitely there's a lot of benefit to that. So I definitely wouldn't knock it, because I have done it myself numerous times. I prefer to use two, just because I don't have to push one quite as hard to be heard on the other side. I can kind of spread across the side or spread across the back, what have you. But it definitely can work. And if you're doing mobile where you're running like off a 12-volt or 12-volt power supply in an inverter, yeah, one is your best way to go.
Especially with a lot of the powered speakers, not power amped, but battery powered. That can solve a lot of problems with one speaker. You can have your sound and your power and everything.
Good.
Well, and this is something I've done. I can't, to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever used two for a ceremony, because kind of my thought has been, where I'm positioned, where I'm set up, and stuff like that. They're sitting. My speaker's above them for the most part, so even shooting through them and kind of over them is very easy to do. And running in mono, it's mainly for enough sound when she's coming down the aisle, and then for anything so that they're hearing. Plus, and I usually try and position my speaker more towards the back, just because that's where they're not going to hear the officiant as well, and it's plenty.
I was just envisioning Dan singing, "She'll be coming down."
And me too. I laughed. Oh my gosh, I was gonna type that in. I'll answer the question in the chat room about videos. One of the things that I have programmed into the Denon 7000, and I had it into the 6000. A lot of places you can't do the videos. There are certain videos that are really explicit. And I want to say that because as I use it, the 3 Bs, booty, bling, and brass pole. So you have to be careful. And one of the things, like I said, that I have programmed in, I have a button set in there that if their video comes up that maybe at a school shouldn't be played, I hit the button and it throws a loop video over top of that one and covers it. So you can jump in and out of those a lot that way. A lot of times, if you don't have that instant access button, you might figure a way to shut it off, or certain places the videos aren't going to work, or just get different videos. I know there's certain ones out there that I wanted the video for that I didn't like the video. And so I ended up putting other footage together or cutting it, splicing, and making my own to get what I want. So I have a clean video and cut out certain areas and different things. So those are 2 ways. Here's
also my thought on the videos with the question that he asked about, playing like at weddings and stuff. I believe that music videos take away from the dance floor.
Yeah.
And no matter if it's an explicit video or if it's even like a clean video, people stop dancing and now they're watching the monitors or the LED screen or the TV screens or however you're playing the videos. And to me, it's taking away from the party atmosphere, and now people are kind of watching it at a social event. Bar, club, totally different. So
I find it opposite in the clubs that we always talk about, that when we DJ the clubs with the video, that nobody looks at it. Oh,
Well,
why
yeah,
are we doing it?
Yeah, but I know he's asking about like playing.
Yeah. I presumed he meant playing risque videos at a wedding, but you're talking about any video.
I'm talking about just playing any
Yeah.
video. So what I try to sell my clients on social events, because of that whole explicit video where, I mean, think of the top 40 songs, maybe you'll find 2 videos that you really could play at a social event. So I try to sell them on ambient videos, which really doesn't take away from the dance floor. Promo Only has a million of them if you're a subscriber to Promo Only, or you can get creative like I do and do other types of ambient videos, you know, where you make your own. But if somebody really, really wants on a social event, I do explain to them, look, I can totally do it, but I'm letting you know it might take away from your dance floor. The minute that Pitbull song comes on and they might be on the dance floor dancing, and then all of a sudden they kind of just stop and now they're staring at the screen. But if you're okay with that, we can do music videos, but I suggest that instead of the music video package, I do my ambient video package, which we can do your logo up on the screen for half the event. And then I can switch into do this and do some ambient and some this and that. So you don't have that problem of, oh my God, I thought this was a clean video. And now there's 3 girls shaking their, you know, their booties in a thong. Oh my God, I hope the client's not going to freak out.
Shaking their Polaroid picture right in front of grandma.
Exactly. So social events, yeah, I try to sell more of the ambient type stuff if you want to go into that video. And I hope you are upselling that to your client and you're not putting it in your regular package of, yeah, we'll do it. And I hope you're selling it more, but that's totally another thing. So that's my take on it, if that's what you're asking about for like doing videos at a wedding. I'm done. And thank you.
No, I agree. I completely agree with Shani, except for the part about the video and the part about the wedding and then the part about the club. I didn't agree with any of that, but everything else I agreed with. Well, except the part about the clean videos and the part about
the part that I said hello.
The part where you're a person at a wedding playing songs. He loves that part.
And
I don't. I disagree with that part. No. Yeah, there's lots of options. Maybe that's something that maybe we could do a show on for the insiders area is videos, because I do get lots of questions about video DJing and how I do the different things that I do and stuff. So we just got. This is one of the reasons why I love the open format question night, because we get topics. This is how we got our topics.
Yeah.
Are you writing them down so you remember them later?
No, I expected you to. That's why we go back and watch the show. Yeah, most of the stuff sticks in my mind. It's pretty good. But most of the stuff they talked about tonight is going to have to be an insider area stuff because of us playing copywritten stuff that we're going to get busted on YouTube for doing. But
Facebook.
Or just go to a concert and just,
or go to a concert.
Yeah, go to a concert and stream it on your phone so you have the
on DJ and TV. I mean, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Eric, you can't use my sign of "I'm just happy to be here." That's me, Eric. You can't steal that from me. Don't be ganking it, Eric.
She'll reach through that computer monitor and chow your eyebrows in a knot. Oh,
ouch!
Sorry, showing hostility.
All right, so it's 10 o'clock. Are we going over? What's going to happen?
Our time is winding down.
See, 2 of us know the real time.
11.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Bam.
So does this mean we're not going to get into our double Jeopardy round where we're going to talk about the new features of Megaseg 6?
Oh my
God. I'm guessing that's a no.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, please, for real, if you guys do have topics you want, message me directly, message John, or whichever one of us you feel most comfortable talking to. Send us, because we will do specific shows about specific things. If you really do demand a specific show about Megaseg, I'll be on vacation wherever Dan is. I'll just go and then Dan could take the show, and then we'll switch and he can come back. But we really can do them. I think the video one is a great one. I think the alternative, like mashup night, is something to look at. There's levels to all of that. So like I said, direct message us, and we'll work these in.
Somebody asked about DJ Expo passes. Have you got the passes yet? Yeah, if you haven't signed up for the
today's the last day, I think.
Oh, is it? It's today the last day?
Last day to get the free exhibit hall and the $199 full thing. I thought it was the 4th, but the 4th is Sunday.
Yeah. So if you are thinking about Expo, now is the time to decide.
Just go and fill it in for your free exhibit hall pass, if nothing else.
And get your room, just, decide where you really want to stay. If you want to stay at the host hotel, like Dan, who got the room at the Tropicana, or if you want to stay closer to the convention.
Otherwise, there's some really nice benches out there on the boardwalk. I see people staying on those all the time. So
yeah, there are people on those.
Must be comfy. Somebody's always there.
There's always somebody there. And they generally have some extra clothing there with them, so I'm sure that they wouldn't mind sharing. July 10th. It's free until July 10th.
10th. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it. Yeah, so you can get the Expo Pass for free.
Expo Pass, right?
But you can get everything at a much discounted rate. So if you get it before
cats.
And I would also throw in one extra thing, because if you go on their site and you go to order it, it's not the $199.
No.
But you need like the code. So go to their Facebook page and search a couple posts, because that's what I did. I was about ready to hit submit, and I was like, I'm gonna go check this out. And sure enough, there was a code, and it knocked 50 or an extra $50 off right there. So
right now it's $100 because the full show pass is $300.
Oh, and you get to see all of us.
So whatever. Right? I just remember it dropped it much lower than I was expecting.
Yeah. You get to see all of us.
Well, yeah, they could see us at the exhibit hall pass, because we're hall standers.
We need to do a contest again this year.
Yeah. Dan will actually be there this time. It won't be like,
hey, I had entries and I wasn't even there.
You did.
You did have. I have to give you props. You did have entries in the contest. Yes. We should do another one. Yeah.
We'll have to figure that out.
I'm happy about that.
We will get that figured out.
We're also going to do it. We're also going to do our own DJ battle in Dan's room. So come prepared.
Bring it on.
Bring it on, everybody.
I will bring my T-Pain microphone.
I'll have my tablet with the mixing app in it, and we'll.
John, can we upgrade to a suite?
I don't even know if they.
I got the regular room. Can you just get the extra suite for me?
But John, you're at the other hotel, right?
I know. I'm at the Quiet Hotel. That's where the senior citizens are. So we're.
So I might be at that hotel. So just let you know, I might actually be at that hotel too.
Yeah, I suppose with the.
You guys might have to give me a lowdown. I might have to cancel my registration and move.
Well, just because it's right across from the convention hall.
Yeah, it's right there.
I'll probably be just sleeping in my car.
Well, there's the.
I told you can crash on my floor.
So if you want to rob me, just figure out what kind of car I have. Now, I keep Atlantic City really, really. I don't want to say ghetto. I keep it minimalistic. I go there to survive for a couple of days, and then I'm gone.
Yeah, well, it's Atlantic City. I mean, it keeps getting worse and worse.
The very first time somebody described it as the East Coast armpit, I thought they were kidding.
Yeah, no, it's the armpit of Vegas too. It's like people that don't know.
I cannot recommend the Motel 8 down the boardwalk. I cannot recommend that from personal experience. Don't save the $50 or $100. Do not save that money. Spend it.
Yeah, get a room. Cool. Well, we're going to wrap things up, gang. Thank you for watching us either on Facebook or YouTube. We'll be back again tomorrow evening. Tomorrow night at the 9 o'clock Eastern show, Ben Stowe's going to be coming on, and he's going to be talking about answering wireless microphone questions. We've been getting a lot of questions about some new Wi-Fi things. If you guys have seen his long-distance test of a recent microphone, so there's some questions that are arising, and he's going to be answering those at 9 o'clock. And then tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we'll have Brian Red coming back in for tomorrow night's show. So watch our Facebook pages for the links and such, and we will catch you tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.